Hi, I'm Barbara Cutrera, and I'm so excited to come to you today and tell you that today is release day for The Nameless, the fourth and final book in the gift series. For those of you who have read the other books in the gift series and are sad that this is the last book, don't despair. I am going to write a spin-off series called the Legacy series, and when you read this book, at the end, you will figure out what that series is going to be about. I don't know when I'm going to be writing that series because I have so many other projects on the table right now and books to release and other series that I'm going to start releasing, but it's coming. I will tell you that, and it's calling to me, so it may come sooner than I think. But this book is about Anya. When Anya was a baby, the oracle for Etheria, the world in which they live, foretold that Anya would be the last and greatest oracle of the planet. However, she did not elaborate on that. So nobody knows why, including Anya. She can't see her own future. So when the book begins, Anya finds herself in the middle of a bombing in a foreign country where she and her protectors are traveling. And she wakes up and she doesn't know what's going on. She can't find her protectors. And then this man shows up with his face all covered and his head wrapped, and he says, "Oh, your protectors are all dead and I'm kidnapping you." So she calls out for help, but everybody's calling out for help. There's been a bombing, so nobody pays any attention to her. The man, who calls himself Nameless, takes Anya out of the city and proceeds to inform her that he plans to use her in a plot to gain revenge against Emil, who is a sociopath who runs basically a boys' fighting ring. He kidnaps small children, small boys, and raises them to fight and kill each other for sport, for the rich. And the Nameless wants to use Anya in order to gain access to Emil, and so that he can kill Emil and get revenge for his own misfortunes and for all the other boys who've been forced to live and die in that environment. The Nameless escaped when he was a teenager, and he spent the rest of his life, he's in his 20s, working towards destroying Emil. However, as Anya and the Nameless spend time together, Anya starts to see visions of him and finds out that his name is actually Xander. The unusual thing is, her visions of him are of his childhood before he was taken. Usually she sees people's futures, but she's seeing his past. So that changes things for Xander, because now he doesn't want to give her up. He wants to keep her for himself so that he can advance his own plans for his future, find out about his past. He doesn't want to let Emil have her. But Emil's henchmen have other ideas. So if you want to find out what happens to Anya and Xander, please check out The Nameless. Anya is very stubborn and strong-willed, as are all of the women in the gift series, in different ways. They're very different personalities. Xander feels as if he is not worthy of Anya's love or even affection, because he doesn't understand, being someone who has been a fighter, a killer, a thief, a whore. He doesn't get how she could even consider being interested in him as their journey progresses together. But Anya knows what's meant to be, not just because of her abilities, her supernatural abilities, but also just in her heart. And so please check out The Nameless. It is an ebook and paperback, and I hope that you love it, and happy reading.